Hello everybody, Daniel Creel here with Upstairs Golf, and today we're going to be looking at ball position. Ball position is one of the most overlooked things that I've seen. So, you know, a lot of people come to me for golf lessons and want some pointers and things, and really what I always do is go back to the basics. So that's going to be alignment, ball placement, grip. So those things always are usually the key indicators of causing some sort of swing change or hitting it unsolid, hitting it crooked. So again, ball position is one that's very, very important. That's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to tell you, I've got a really good training aid here. So you're going to learn from me that having something that gives you instant feedback is very, very good. So you know if you're doing things right or wrong. Again, you don't always have somebody there to tell you when you're doing things right or wrong, so it's good to always have a good training aid that's there that's going to give you instant feedback. And you'll see that with a lot of my videos, that I'm always going to have something that gives you instant feedback, so you know the feeling for the right way and the feeling of the wrong way, so you know if you're doing it right. So this, as you can see, this thing has a bunch of black lines on it. You got this one for the center of your stance. All these lines are very, very important. So the shorter the golf club, like your lob wedges, your pitching wedge, your 9-iron, should be back here in the back of your stance. When you move up past a 7, 8-iron, that's going to be the center. You're going to start gradually going up for your 4, 5, 6 irons and things like that, and then eventually your driver is going to be way up here. So very, very good training aid. It gives you a visual on where things need to be. And the reason why we move the golf ball in your stance, just so you get a brief overview on why it's important, is every golf club is a little bit different in length, right? So you start out with a lob wedge, it's a lot shorter than your 3-iron, right? So what that means is that golf club is going to bottom out at different points. So lob wedge is a lot shorter, so you can bottom out way back here. That 3-iron's way longer, so you're going to give it room to bottom out up here. So you may be familiar with Bryson DeChambeau. If you don't already know, he has, all of his irons are the same length. And the reason that they're the same length is because he wanted to eliminate the variable of different length clubs, so he didn't have to worry about where it's going to go in his stance. So what he did is he made all his clubs 37 inches. Do I recommend that? No, it's not for me. It may be for you. It may not be for you. I don't really know. That's something that you can mess with when you have time. But there is a solution. The thing is you just need to know where the ball should go roughly in your stance for each iron, so you can set up for the best chance of making good contact and hitting a straight shot. Plus, once you get really, really good at ball placement, you can use ball placement to shape your shots. So if you wanted to hit more of a hook and you needed to hit it high and left, you can change the ball position. If you wanted to hit it low and right, you can change the ball position. So we're not just talking about ball positions important from here to here. It's also important for shot shaping purposes to move it from here to way out here. So the thing is, we'll go over that in future drills, but what I'm going to do is demonstrate really quick on where balls should go in your stance for different clubs. And I'm going to turn this off and then move the camera, and I'll start back over with you. So see you in a minute. So I wanted to give you a quick visual on how this stick works and why I recommend this alignment stick with the lines. And again, you can just get a normal alignment stick at Lowe's or something that's like a driveway marker. You can draw lines on there for reference points. But again, so the good thing about this is it gives me instant feedback. I know exactly, because I'm looking at the 2 outside lines. See how they're close to my heels? They're about equal distance from my heels. So what I'm able to do is know that, hey, if I have a ball in line with this, it's in the middle of my stance. So look at this. Is that in the middle of my stance? It's not. See how it gives me instant feedback? I know to move that ball back a little bit. So I got a lob wedge in my hands, okay? So remember when I was talking to you earlier, that lob wedge is going to need to bottom out a little bit earlier. The bottom of it's going to be more in the back of your stance. And the reason why is because it has a lot of loft on it, right? And it's a little bit shorter of a club. So if I bottom out up here on purpose, it's actually going to be on my upswing, so I'm adding loft to it. We don't want to add loft to it because we're not trying to hit a high shot. We're just trying to hit a normal shot, trying to maximize the distance. And so we're going to want to put that a little bit back in the stance. So look at this. I know it's in the center. So what I'm going to do, move it back a little bit. And I know it is because look, I've got my stick as a as a reference point. So look at this. I can draw a line from here to here, and I instantly know that that's in the back of my stance. Remember that thing I like calling feedback? It's instant feedback. I don't need anybody up here to tell me where the ball is. And what that allowed me to do is to really dig into the ground with this wedge and really pinch it. It's going to maximize spin. It's not going to go too high. It's not going to go too low. And I'm going to have a lot of control over it. So I'm going to move to the 8-iron really quick. And again, I'm going to set up, put the ball in the middle here. And look at that. I know exactly it's in the middle because look at that. It's lined up with that line. I'm going to set my stance up. There. See? Got instant feedback. I know this ball is really, really close to the center of my stance, and that's where an 8-iron should probably be. Again, it varies for everybody a little bit different, but for me, I like my 8-iron in the center of my stance. So now I know I don't have to think about it. I can just pull the trigger. And again, I was able to come in, take a nice clean divot, and hit it really, really solid because it was in the appropriate place for me in my stance. So again, got a 5-iron. So I'm going to do a 5-iron here. I don't know if you can see it. So what we're going to do is, you probably guessed it, is we're going to move it up a little bit in my stance, but we're always going to start in the center. Look at this. My stance is good. Ball is in the center of my stance. I don't want it there. I'm going to put it a little bit up because it's a little bit longer of a club. It has less loft. I need it up in my stance to create some height on the club. And now I know I'm good to pull the trigger. Another really good clean hit. I hope these tips that you got from me tonight really help you with your ball position and your ball striking and your accuracy. So until next time, hit them straight.